Good morning and welcome back, all of you beautiful souls. If you are a Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, or North Node, this is your tarot reading for the upcoming month of October. And in case anybody is interested, I will be using the Every Little Thing You Do is Magic tarot deck. Slightly new deck for me. I have only been doing my readings using this deck since I got it. I am in love with it and could not recommend it more highly for all you readers out there. But moving on, let's see what October has in store for all of you Geminis. Okay, Gemini. So we are looking at the Seven of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords, which was also in Cancer's reading, Strength, and the Two of Cups at the bottom of the deck, and the Magician under the Two of Cups, which I think is of note. So off the bat, I'm being drawn to mention the Seven of Pentacles. So the Seven of Pentacles is a card that denotes a feeling of lack despite you being far along your journey and actually very close to almost coming to the point where you're able to reap the benefits of all the hard work you're making. But with that hard work also comes a sense of loss, and maybe that sense of loss is just a mindset of maybe shifting your expectations. Maybe you expected too much and are actually going to get something completely different or a little bit less. But no matter what, if you recognize that what you're getting is something that is going to be of value to you, and it's something that will help you grow and continue to grow and expand your horizons and continue along that path where eventually you reap even more benefits from this seed that's planted now. And again, it's flowers on this card. And it's like you're watering the seeds still, and there's still plenty of flowers. So I think it's important here, um, especially with this Ace of Swords energy, it's important that you don't over expect. The phrase surprise and delight is coming to mind, which is a human design phrase for reflectors specifically. But in this case, rather than setting expectations for yourself or for what's to come or for anything like that, you should just be open. You should be open to what's available because even if let's use gardening, like quite literally gardening as an example. You could buy the greatest seeds from the hardiest fruit, right, at the market. And this seller's saying, "Oh, this'll yield the biggest cucumbers you've ever seen in your life." And so you plant the seeds expecting the biggest cucumbers you've ever seen in your life, and then all of a sudden you go to harvest just a melon. And you're like, "I don't you could two options here. I don't want melons. I wanted cucumbers." Be mad that your expectations were not met, or recognize that, okay, it's not a cucumber, but this is the greatest, juiciest, tastiest melon that I've ever had in my life, and I grew it with my own two hands. It's recognizing, oh, I have chills, confirmation. It's recognizing the effort and energy you put into something and not letting your expectations rip that gratitude away from you, rip what the benefit of that thing is from you. So that's going to be a big thing moving forward, and especially with this Ace of Swords. So, of course, every ace is about new beginnings, but with the Ace of Swords, it's a new beginning with some sort of loss. And it doesn't have to be something physical or tangible. This could be a loss of a specific mindset, which I think it's in congruence with this Seven of Pentacles. I think you're shedding yourself on this new beginning. You're shedding yourself of the mindset that like having expectations and ultimately getting those expectations not having people or situations not meet those expectations. You are releasing yourself of that. But I think first you have to recognize the fact that your expectations are what lets you down in certain situations. I think something has to come to fruition first that makes you realize that. And then that's where that new beginning is coming in because you're stepping forward with this new mindset of I'm not going to let myself get myself down, especially when I have a massive harvest on the way. It's when I'm going to be able to sow my seeds, reap the benefits of that harvest, and dot, dot, dot. And then, of course, we have Two of Cups in Strength, and everything was upright again. We have Two of Cups in Strength, and again, Magician was under Strength. So I'll kind of explain what wants to come through and see if Magician wants to pop out too. But Two of Cups is a harmonious card. It's about coming together with people who feel fated, that feel like they're supposed to be in your life. And strength is all about finding that inner strength to continue forward. The stamina that is not generated from it's not any external validation, it's not external stamina. A butterfly just flew past my window as I said that. It's all about finding that strength within you so you can carry yourself forward despite what you're seeing on the outside. And I think that strength is going to come with that recognition of, okay, I am the one that's letting myself down with these, again, with these expectations. So you're going to have to shed yourself of that, which is going to take strength. It takes a lot of inner strength and conviction to recondition yourself, to unlearn and recondition yourself when something you've been doing is something that has been a part of you for possibly your whole life. It's something you learned very young. So maybe you had a really loving family growing up that always went above and beyond for your birthdays, for example. Every year there was a party, there was a cake, there were presents, there were friends, there was love, there was fun, there was joy. And then all of a sudden you get into adulthood and you move away for college and you have these expectations that your friends will deliver the same thing because it's all you've ever known. And then all of a sudden your birthday comes around and they get you a cake and you guys go out and it's fun, but because your expectations were up here and maybe what your friends planned was more like on the casual level, even though it probably was a great time, you were let down and you felt like it wasn't enough because of what you're used to. So there's a strength in recognizing where we have these habits and these patterns and these knee-jerk reactions and these expectations and how they've been grown within us from childhood. How it's about recognizing where that started and how we're now wounding ourselves like a knife in the side every single time we expect that thing from our childhood. And not only that, it's not expecting the worst. It's not accepting the worst. It's not accepting anything less than you deserve. It's shifting your expectations and potentially being the person that does it for yourself too, and not waiting for somebody else around you to say, "Oh, it's their birthday today. Like, let's do something huge." It might be time to start taking accountability and taking your own responsibility again for how you're feeling, for your expectations. And if you have high expectations, knowing what you need to do in order to reach them so you don't feel let down by the people around you. This spread is really about taking accountability, but it's also stating that if you learn to take accountability for how you feel, how you show up, what your expectations are, fated relationships will come in. So it's almost like you need to learn, ooh, chills, more affirmation. You need to learn how to do it for yourself first before you can expect somebody else to do it for you. Once you learn the lesson that this spread is displaying here, you'll be on that Ace of Swords, that new beginning with a loss, but the loss is nothing that's going to upset you, I feel. The loss is something that's necessary so you can grow as a person, become more reliable and responsible for how you're showing up in the world, and start taking action towards your own goals, towards what you want, towards your expectations, making it happen for yourself. All of a sudden, you're coming back into alignment with yourself, which is opening your energetic field to people that can come in. And now that you know how to do it for yourself, that's when the other people that are willing to do it for you will come in. But first, it has to be it has to be something you need to learn how to do for yourself. It starts within, and once you change within, that's when your environment starts changing. But that's what you have to go through first, is this recognition that I am responsible for the energy I bring forth. I am responsible for my expectations. I can't rely on other people to meet those expectations, so I have to meet them for myself and then watch the magic happen after that. And speaking of, this does want to be spoken of. And that's kind of essentially what I was saying. It's using your own tools and resources and being thrifty with what you have at hand. If you have high expectations for a birthday party, again, let's use that example. And you want streamers and balloons and blah, 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 blah. But you recognize now that you're doing it for yourself, maybe it's a little expensive to go to Party City and buy all of these things outright. So it's using your resources, it's getting thrifty, it's tie-dyeing toilet paper, it's doing whatever you have to do to make these things work for yourself. And that's what the magician speaks on. It's that thriftiness. It's that ability to recognize a simple household item and how you can utilize that to your greatest advantage, how you can make magic from the mundane. That is the lesson of the magician. And that's the lesson that you're learning. And you're using this mundane magic again to reach those expectations you have for yourself to make your life a little bit better. And again, I'm just emphasizing this. Once you learn how to do it for yourself, that's when the universe is like, oh, okay, yay, she learned the lesson. Let's give her some help now. Let's bring some people toward her that will help her continue on this path of feeling like she doesn't have to do it all herself anymore. Give her that love that she's looking for externally because now she found it internally. And I think that's a beautiful omen for you guys, Gemini. That's a beautiful omen for what's coming forward. Ooh, and what is that? Oh, the Hanged One. I love this card in this deck. Biblically accurate angel. So the Hanged One, and again, I think the Hanged One goes into that. This is going to be before those other people come in for you. And Six of Cups is at the bottom of the deck again. This, I was shuffling the cards before I like just a reset shuffle. When I pulled it out, this was on the bottom of the deck. As I was shuffling, Six of Cups fell out too. So she wants to be heard here. Oh my God. This lines up kind of beautifully. Let me put the cards out for a second. So the Hanged One and the Six of Cups actually coming out in congruence is a great message here. So, again, as we were talking about earlier, it's we have these learned expectations from childhood, from our past, from maybe it's wounds or maybe it's good things that taught us these expectations. And it might not even, I want to emphasize this too. It might not even be good expectations you need to adjust. It might also be you expecting the worst. It might also be you expecting less than what you're used to getting. The main focus here is on expectations as a whole. So whether you expect too much or too little, either way, you're setting yourself up for disappointment because if you expect too little, you're telling your subconscious self that you don't deserve when people go above and beyond for you. You don't deserve to go above and beyond for yourself. So you're still disappointed in the outcome because you feel that you're not worthy of the outcome. Versus if you're expecting too much and you don't get that met, you're still disappointed. So that's what this whole spread is about. It's not about having too high or too low. It's about just the expectations in general. So take it as it resonates, of course. But our expectations are set by what we went through in childhood. They're set by our conditioning. They're set by what we learned from our parents, from our siblings, from our cousins, from our friendships growing up. So it's time to go back into your past. That Six of Cups, it's reminiscence, and it's a positive reminiscence. So it's going back in your past with love and really sitting there and contemplating, okay, where did these either wounds or expectations or hopes, where did these all stem from? And how can I shift my focus in a way to utilize these expectations in a resourceful way? Because right now, they're not being used resourcefully. They're being used in a way that's causing disappointment in the present moment. So let's take, and you can see it looks cosmic. It's a very celestial cosmic card, the Hanged One in this deck. And it's because it's asking you to go within your ether realms within. It's asking you to go into your unconscious self and recognize how these things from your past have gotten you where you are today and how you can shift that dial ever so slightly. So you're no longer being hurt or damaged by the patterns of your past. And again, the Six of Cups, it's a reminiscence. It's not looking into your past like with scarcity or just being afraid. You're not looking at the lack. You're just looking with a loving eye. And you're seeing, okay, because even on this card, it's hard to see the one at the top, but it looks like Papa Bear, Mother Bear, Baby Bear, or you could look at it as adult, teenager, child, however you want to see it. It's going back. And it looks almost like because they're all asleep, so it's almost like this one is dreaming of this time's past, is dreaming of this time's past. So it's a very heavenly, ethereal card that lets you look at your past in a way that's loving. Loving, loving, loving. And especially if you're somebody who has wounds that's causing the lower expectation, this energy is going to be needed as you venture back there. So you can recognize the patterns and how you can, again, use them more resourcefully now rather than tapping into that unresourceful energy. Wheel of Fortune was on the bottom of the deck there. So I'll see if it wants to come out. Okay. Three of Pentacles and the sun under the Three of Pentacles. I don't even know what that is. That a beehive? It is a beehive. That's a brilliant symbolism for Three of Pentacles. And then which ones fell out here? We had three cards fell out. Knight of Swords, Death, and the Eight of Wands. Insane energy in a great way. Transformative energy. Fast paced, fast moving energy. Eight of Wands is one of my favorite cards in the whole tarot because of the fast paced nature, because of the alignment it imbues or speaks on, I guess would be a better word. And they're all three of these are birds. We have geese, we have a peacock, and we have the vulture. I think eagle, hawk. It's a hawk in this deck. I said vulture because vultures like things that are dead. And then the bees are flying. All four of the cards that just came out are in flight. I have chills. I have chills. So let's talk about it. I don't even remember what order they came out. I think Knight of Swords was first on the bottom of this little deck. So Knight of Swords is all about just being charging into your own mind and that anything that comes up that could shake your mental state, for example, any obstacles that may appear in your path, you are using the strength of your inner wisdom and your intellect. And this is more a left brained leaning energy. So you are tapping more into that masculine, that logical side of yourself, but you're doing it in a way that's sprinkled with this depth and this spirituality. So you are using the wisdom that you gained by using your logic and your action oriented side to take charge towards what you want. It's a fearless card and it's a very heady card. It's a card that denotes mental clarity first of all. So even as obstacles arise on your path, it's something that you're just like, "Oh, that's fine. It's just going to help me learn." Which is exactly what you need as you venture into your past. You're going to need this mental clarity. You're going to need this inner awareness to help guide you through it. So this is a great card that shows you that you are going to have the clarity and the comfort and the safety, almost the mental safety that you need. Your mind's going to be a safe space as you venture back into these potential wounded versions of yourself and use that strength and that power to heal. That's brilliant. And then, of course, as I mentioned, Eight of Wands and Death. Eight of Wands is a very fast moving energy. It's once everything aligns, you are moving straight ahead as fast as you can. It's like, and I love that the geese are representative on this card. It's because that you know how quickly, as soon as somebody comes within like a 5 foot radius of these birds, they are all off in a flock. And that's why I love this card too, because it's like this is not something you're going to be doing alone. It is going to be deeply transformative. Deeply transformative. And again, this Ace of Swords is that new beginning with a loss. And I think that loss is what's going to trigger that transformation. And I want to emphasize the loss doesn't have to be something sad. It could just be a loss of an unresourceful mindset, which is what, again, I think is happening here. And as you're shedding and transforming and moving towards at a rapid pace, this new mentally aware version of yourself, that's when you're going to welcome in divine collaboration from others that can help you, that can help push you forward even farther along your journey, whether that's just your healing journey and bringing yourself towards more awareness, which will then eventually lead you towards your prosperity in that way, or it can be something that comes in that's you're collaborating with others as a way to set the foundation for some sort of new venture that's going to make you money. This is towards the beginning steps, but it's collaboration from the divine. And whether it is the universe bringing you people in the physical that can help you establish, like, make your dreams a reality, bring it into tangibility, or it's divine collaboration, quite literally with your spirit team or with the universe or God or whatever you call higher powers if you believe in them. It's divine collaboration where they are working in tangent with you to help you shift yourself into alignment so you can be the one that is by yourself bringing something into fruition. Since it's pentacles, oftentimes it is somebody coming in to help you in this physical realm, but take it as it resonates, of course, always. Um, and I just want to touch on the sun really quick. We're going a little over time, but I just, so much is wanting to be said. Classic Gemini. With the sun, too, the sun represents divine alignment for yourself. It represents tapping into that childlike wisdom that you'll gain from going into your past with love, healing your wounds, readjusting your mindset, shifting that dial, and emerging from it with that childlike wonder and curiosity and just love for the world. It's an innocence and it's oh, it's heart led. It's heart led. And it's tapping into your divine essence, your personal divine essence. And that's what's waiting for you in the month of October, Gemini, which is so brilliant. So brilliant and so beautiful. But of course, with all of that said, this was a general reading, so maybe not everything resonated. And if that's the case, check out both my Patreon and my website linked in the bio below. You can either book directly on my website for tarot, astrology, human design, all of that fun stuff, or you could take it to the Patreon. You can message me on either my website or Patreon if you have any questions just about booking or what I offer or anything. I do offer payment plans if that's something you're interested in as well. So just shoot me a message and I would love to get moving with you guys. But Gemini, this was such a beautiful reading. And everything was upright now that I'm looking at it. Every card was upright. Lots of upward, forward moving energy that's bringing you more towards your own awareness, more towards your own love, alignment, all of that beauty. So excited to see what October has in store for you. And then. But in the meantime, Gemini, I love you guys so much. Go into this journey with overwhelming self-love because you guys deserve every ounce of that self-love, every ounce of universal love, every ounce of it. And in the meantime, Gemini, I love you guys so much. I'll see you next time.